Hi, ladies. So, this is a big one today. When we are halfway through our self development, we notice that we are starting to pile again. It takes years and years and years of overwhelming ourselves, piling habits, tasks, activities, wishes, goals on top of each other to the point that we just get overwhelmed again. Okay. So we need to recognize when this is happening, when our expectations of ourselves are too high, the demand that we put on ourselves is too high. Are you attempting to try too much too soon? Because that's a habit in itself. So let's address this. When we are trying to improve our routines and our habits, we want to do one at a time. That is the rule. There is no point in trying to do two, three, or four, or five things. We want to, and the temptation is very, very strong. But we need to get really good at nailing and mastering adding one extra thing onto our routines. Okay. Before we try adding on another one. So I want you to remember these letters today is A, D, E. I love the way that these letters help us memorize and remember acronyms, any kind of acrostic poem, anything that helps us remember. Because as I always say, 85% of our failure is because we forget, not because our intention and our wanting to improve ourselves and do better isn't there. Okay, so A. Before we start with A, let's just think about how long it's taken you to develop the habits that you already have. Whether it's an addiction or just a habit that's affecting your life in a negative way. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have built that slowly over time. It didn't just happen. You didn't just wake up one morning and be 4 stone heavier. You didn't just wake up one morning and be addicted to alcohol. You didn't just wake up one morning and feel completely overwhelmed. It happens slowly over time. And in order to break those habits, they need to be broken, edited and changed slowly over time. How many of us want to sign up for something and we want the results within 2 weeks and we give up after 3? Most coaching programs are intensive 90 days long because we know that we need between 21 days and 3 months to be able to apply just one or two new habits and behaviors and beliefs that will help us move forward in our lives and help us with one specific issue. Okay. So when we hear that, we just think, oh, this is too much like hard work. Anything you want for yourself doesn't come easy. We need to acknowledge that and we need to be honest about it. It is hard work. And the reason why I've put this module here, kind of almost halfway through, is because some of you will start to notice that you're starting to overload yourself with your expectations again. Okay. So, A, add. A is for add. You add one thing at a time. It's a single focus and it's single tasking. Your intention, your mindset, your motivation is attached to that one thing that you want to add to your routine, to your ritual, to your morning routine, to your evening routine. Just one thing. Okay. We do that until we master that thing. And mastering is not, oh, I've done it for a week. Do it for a few months without fail, consistently. So it's completely embedded into your routine so that you have it there every single day. And now it's become easy to do. And you've shifted into wanting to do it and needing to do it. Your day isn't right without it. You buy into your own motivation. Nobody can help you commit and be motivated to your own changes in your life. You have to buy into that. You can only buy into that when you take baby steps. Okay. When you're trying to achieve too much, your expectations are too high, which is very, very common, especially when we women love to multitask because we feel like it's more productive. And we've talked about this before. We're just going to end up failing. And failing not in a positive way, failing in a negative way, which takes us back to the cycle of feeling like we're not changing, this isn't working, I'm stuck. So unstick yourself by acknowledging and taking very seriously one thing at a time rule. Okay. Now, the D is for delete. What in your life, in your routine or in your habits is not working for you or is getting in the way? It could be even something that you started doing because you thought it would be a good ad, but you decided actually it's not working for you. Delete it. Make room for something new. Delete them. So ask yourself, what is something that you're doing that you can get rid of and delete? Make more space. And then we move on to our E, which is to edit. So very often when we feel like we're not achieving a goal that we've set for ourselves, even a small short goal over 7 to 14 days, and we already know we haven't done it for 3 of them, hands up, admit. Instead of dropping it completely and just giving up, which is usually our answer, because the solution that we find to that and just giving up means that we can stop kicking ourselves and feeling bad that we haven't done that thing. Instead of giving it up, just edit. E for edit. Edit that goal. Was it too long? Was it too much? Too much of a big step? Make it smaller. So for example, when I was working on my fitness, which at 7.5 months pregnant, difficult to do right now, but when I was working on my fitness, I committed to doing a mile every day walking. I couldn't even achieve a mile. I couldn't achieve it in the way that I wanted to achieve it. Like I was bursting to do this mile every day and I couldn't wait to do it. And it filled me with joy. It filled me with dread. I missed a few days. And after I'd skipped a few days, my motivation decreased. So a mile was too long. So instead of just completely giving up and deciding that, I'm just not going to bother walking, I turned it into meters. I made the distance much smaller, more achievable for myself until I could then do that and prove that I could do that every day. And when I proved that, then I could extend it and make it longer. So instead of giving up, edit and change what you're trying to add to your life. Okay. So those are 3 very powerful stages. Add one thing, delete something to make space, edit it if it's not working out instead of giving up. Okay. The great thing about this is we're only going to learn through failing. Can we give ourselves permission to fail forward? A lot of self-development is through trial and error. It's through trying somatic exercises and learning which ones work for you, which ones don't. It's about giving things a go and deciding that that didn't work. You can only do that by trying something and failing at it. Can you give yourself permission to fail forward? In business, you might set up an event. It might not work out. You might want to set it up differently next time. What did you learn? Fail forward. How can you make it better? Instead of giving up and instead of dropping, edit, change your approach. If we can approach our lives with the mindset of experimentation, then we would be able to relieve the pressure and the expectations that we have on ourselves. So I hope you got a lot out of this video today. Do go back, have a look at the reflective questions at the end of this session. They're important questions, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.